Hey Cowboys Nation, we are back, diving deep into everything you need to know about our beloved Dallas Cowboys as we head into this crucial stretch of the season. The excitement is palpable, and there is so much to unpack, from injuries that could impact the roster to players who have been quietly putting together standout seasons. The question on everyone's mind is, do you want to see the Cowboys go all out against the Commanders, or are you more curious to see a testing ground for next year? The season may be over in terms of playoff implications, but there is still a lot riding on these final matchups, whether it is momentum heading into the offseason or players trying to cement their roles for next year. Your opinions matter too, so think about it. A win or a loss, what would make the most sense in your eyes as a fan? Looking at the injury report, there are a few key updates that could shape this matchup. Tyler Tahn and DeMarvin Oversh are out, which was largely expected after the last game. Oversh's ankle injury is still in the 4 to 6 week recovery window, making a quick return impossible, while a concussion sidelines Tyler for this week. Ryan Fenoy's status is slightly better, downgraded from limited at the walkthrough, giving hope that he might return in time for Week 18, though Week 17 remains unlikely. The Cowboys have 6 players listed as limited at practice, and while this means they are technically able to play, recent history shows that being limited does not always translate to game-time action. Kalen Carson, dealing with hamstring issues, did not suit up last week despite limited participation, which raises some concerns about his ability to impact the game. Tyler Booker's ankle is a new addition to the injury report, but being listed as limited suggests he will likely be ready to take the field. Booker has been solid for a rookie guard, demonstrating poise and reliability that has kept him from being a liability. Considering he is in his first year, that kind of performance speaks volumes about his potential and the future of the Cowboys' offensive line. Kalen Carson has had an up-and-down year, flashing brilliance in a single standout game, but struggling for consistency outside of that. This seems to be a pattern across the secondary, and while it does highlight individual challenges, it also points to schematic and coaching decisions that may be affecting overall performance. Kevont Turpin has struggled through a neck injury, and while he's expected to play, there is a lingering concern about his ability to execute at full strength. Javonte Williams has also been limited due to lingering injuries, which explains his reduced snap count against the Chargers and the increased touches for Malik Davis. Despite these limitations, Williams has been a true asset for the Cowboys this season, proving himself to be worth every investment the team has made in him. Donovan Wilson's hip continues to be a focal point on the injury report, reflecting a season-long challenge for the safety, who has battled through various minor setbacks, but remains a key part of the defensive scheme. Booker's likely participation is reassuring, and even if he were unable to play, Brock Hoffman provides depth that ensures the offensive line remains competent against a Commanders' defense that has also been decimated by injuries. The Cowboys have managed to maintain a level of consistency despite the bumps and bruises that inevitably come with a short week of preparation. Full participants this week include TJ Bass, Savone Revel, Nathan Thomas, Kenny Clark, and Malik Davis, giving the team the ability to field a competitive squad. It is a testament to the depth and resilience of the roster, but also a reminder that the short turnaround and lingering injuries could still create challenges in executing the game plan. On the Commanders' side, the injury situation is much more severe. Key players like Eddie Goldman and Jalen Lane are on injured reserve, and Jamal Agnew, who was recently claimed off waivers, failed his physical and will not be joining the team. Multiple players on their roster are either DNPs or questionable at best, including Jaden Daniels, Don Payne, Laramie Tunnel, Marcus Mariota, and Nick Baylor, which severely hampers their ability to compete at full strength. This sets the stage for the Cowboys to potentially exploit mismatches and capitalize on the weakened state of their opponents, though managing injuries and snap counts for key players remains critical. From an offensive perspective, Dak Prescott has been phenomenal this year, ranking second in the league for passing yards and earning a Pro Bowl selection, though he will not participate in that event. Despite individual accolades, the Cowboys' offensive numbers, having a 4,000-yard passer, a 1,000-yard rusher, and multiple 2,000-yard receivers, did not translate into a playoff berth. This stark reality highlights the broader issues the team faces, particularly on defense, but also underscores how dominant Prescott has been within the NFC East. His career record against divisional rivals is impressive, with 14 wins and 2 losses against the Giants and 12 wins and 2 losses against the Commanders, making him a constant threat whenever he takes the field. Offensive line performance, while generally solid, will be crucial against the Commanders team fielding a depleted defense. Tyler Booker and the rest of the line will need to maintain protection and open lanes for both the run and pass game, balancing aggression with caution to avoid exacerbating any injuries. With players like Javonte Williams not at full health, it becomes even more important for the Cowboys to manage workloads and maintain efficiency on both sides of the ball. The offensive line's ability to create space and provide Prescott with time will be a significant factor in determining how the Cowboys approach this matchup strategically. Looking at the defense, it has been a roller coaster this season, struggling with consistency in coverage and tackling. Kevon Turpin's performance in the return game has been a mixed bag, producing moments of brilliance alongside missed opportunities. Meanwhile, the linebacking core continues to face challenges in both run defense and pass coverage, further complicating defensive schemes. The coaching staff will need to make critical adjustments to prevent the Commanders from exploiting gaps, even though the opponent is severely weakened. Depth will be tested, and younger players may see valuable reps as the team manages minutes and limits injury risk for key contributors. The Cowboys' roster management is also crucial as the season winds down. Players on the reserve lists, such as Josh Butler, Phil Maffa, and Peyton Turner, may get opportunities to practice with the main squad and potentially contribute in the final games. This provides a chance to evaluate talent and prepare for the next season, especially as the team considers the long-term impact of injuries on the roster. Balancing competitiveness with development is a challenge, particularly when evaluating the readiness of younger players or those returning from injury. When analyzing matchups, the Commanders enter this game as 7-point home underdogs, reflecting both their injury woes and inconsistent performance. Offensively, they have struggled to find rhythm, and their quarterback situation remains fluid, with Josh Johnson stepping in. Despite this, the Cowboys cannot simply overlook the need for disciplined play. Field position, turnovers, and red zone efficiency will all play a role in determining how smoothly the offense executes and how well the defense limits opportunities for the Commanders. Even in lopsided matchups, focus and precision are key to avoiding surprises that could shift momentum. As we move deeper into this matchup, Cowboys Nation, there are so many nuances that could define how this game unfolds. The focus is not just on winning or losing, because the playoffs are already out of reach, but on the development of players, the testing of strategies, and the careful management of injuries. One of the key things to watch will be how the offensive line and running game function together, especially with Tyler Booker expected to play, but Javonte Williams potentially limited. The ability to sustain drives without overexposing key players will be critical, and it will require precise execution from both the line and the skill positions. Dak Prescott's performance will, of course, remain central, and given his history against the Commanders, we can anticipate a poised and confident performance, capable of exploiting weaknesses in the secondary. His ability to read defenses and make quick adjustments has been one of his strongest attributes, and it will be on full display in this matchup. The receiving core will also play a crucial role in shaping the game's outcome. Players like St. Brown and the other pass catchers have been consistent in producing yardage and creating opportunities, but they will need to be mindful of defensive adjustments, especially if the Commanders attempt to compensate for their depleted roster. The chemistry between Prescott and his receivers has been steadily improving over the season, and that cohesion could be a decisive factor in whether the Cowboys are able to sustain scoring drives. Timing, route precision, and the ability to adjust on the fly will all be critical as the offense attempts to dominate a defense that is struggling to find consistency. Running back rotations will also be a point of interest as the Cowboys navigate through player limitations. Javonte Williams' snaps may be reduced, making Malik Davis's role more prominent. Managing touches effectively will be crucial to avoid further injury while still maintaining a dynamic offensive attack. The balance between giving Williams enough opportunities to impact the game and keeping him healthy for potential postseason considerations next year will test the coaching staff's judgment and adaptability. Special teams may see younger or less experienced players get extended opportunities, which could have a direct effect on field position battles and momentum shifts throughout the game. Defensively, the Cowboys will need to maintain focus, even against a Commanders team that has struggled all season. While injuries have left Washington at a disadvantage, overconfidence can lead to costly mistakes. Tackling fundamentals, gap discipline, and coverage assignments will all be areas where attention to detail could prevent unexpected big plays. The secondary, despite inconsistencies throughout the year, has the chance to step up and demonstrate growth in key moments, particularly in containing pass-catching threats and limiting explosive plays. The front seven must control the line of scrimmage, and pass rushers have an opportunity to capitalize on a weakened offensive line, putting pressure on quarterbacks and creating turnover opportunities. The coaching staff's approach will also be under scrutiny. Decision-making in critical moments, especially regarding fourth downs and red zone strategies, will be closely observed. Brian Schott's ability to make adjustments on the fly and respond to in-game developments will be tested, particularly against a team that has the potential to surprise if the Cowboys do not maintain focus. The offensive play calling must balance aggression with caution, ensuring that key contributors are protected while still challenging a vulnerable defense. Defensive coordinators must find ways to maximize the impact of their roster while minimizing exposure to mistakes that could shift momentum. Every adjustment, substitution, and strategic decision will contribute to the narrative of the game, highlighting the complexity of managing a team in a late-season matchup. Another storyline to follow is the performance of young players and those who have been limited by injury throughout the season. Watching their ability to step up, gain valuable game experience, and contribute meaningfully will be crucial for building depth and evaluating talent heading into the offseason. The opportunity to showcase skill and resilience in live game situations is invaluable. It will provide the coaching staff with insights that cannot be gained from practice alone. As players rotate in and out of the lineup, their performance can impact not only this game, but also personnel decisions for next year. The mental aspect of the game is equally important. With the playoffs no longer in reach, maintaining focus and motivation can be a challenge. Players must remain engaged, understanding that individual performances can influence draft positioning, roster decisions, and contract evaluations. The Cowboys have a chance to end the season on a high note, demonstrating professionalism and execution even in the absence of playoff implications. This mindset will be particularly important for veterans who set the tone for younger teammates and model the standards expected at this level. Looking ahead to potential draft implications, every game remaining in the season provides context for evaluating the team's roster and identifying areas for improvement. The performance of both starters and backups will inform draft priorities, from the offensive line to the secondary and special teams. With the Cowboys hovering around the middle of the draft order, each game's outcome subtly shifts projections, making performance and player development intertwined with broader organizational goals. Every snap, every tackle, and every play becomes an opportunity to assess both the team and individual players, creating a layered narrative that goes beyond the final score. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Whispers are circulating through the NFL grapevine, and they're growing louder by the hour. Could Micah Parsons be returning to the Dallas Cowboys, not just as another addition to the roster, but as the undisputed leader of their defense? Sources close to the league suggest that talks behind closed doors have intensified, sparking a frenzy among fans and analysts alike. Parsons, who has made a name for himself as a formidable linebacker with the Green Bay Packers, has been turning heads with his uncanny ability to disrupt offenses, reading plays before they fully develop, and making tackles that seem almost preordained. Now, the mere thought of him donning the Cowboys uniform again has sent shockwaves through the NFC. The Cowboys' defensive scheme has long been a topic of scrutiny. Despite boasting talent across the lineup, there's always been a lingering question about leadership on the field, someone who could galvanize the squad during the most critical moments of high-stakes matchups. Parsons, with his relentless energy, physical prowess, and knack for reading the quarterback, could very well be the answer. Insiders hint that the organization is eager to position him as the anchor of their defensive strategy, a role that would allow him to dictate the tempo, mentor younger players, and become the emotional core of the team. Fans have already begun speculating about the ripple effects such a move could create. Could the Cowboys' pass rush reach unprecedented levels? Would their secondary benefit from Parsons' presence, knowing there's a linebacker who can cover both run and pass with precision? Even more tantalizing is the psychological impact on the opposition. Teams facing Dallas might have to rethink their entire offensive approach, simply because Parsons could be patrolling the field again, this time with a personal vendetta to prove his dominance. While nothing is official, the buzz is impossible to ignore. Social media channels are abuzz with debates, mock lineups, and bold predictions about how the Cowboys' defense could transform with Parsons at the helm. If the rumors hold even a kernel of truth, this could become one of the most talked-about moves in recent NFL history, a seismic shift that would reverberate throughout the league. Whether Parsons will make the leap back to Dallas remains uncertain, but the excitement alone has reignited conversations about what a truly dominant defense can look like, and the potential for one man to change the game entirely. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.